ॐ एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। या देवी स्तूयते नित्यं विबुधैर्वेदपारगैः सा मे वसतु जिह्वाग्रे ब्रह्मरूपा सरस्वती। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिनि व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। निरञ्जनं नित्यमनन्तरूपं भक्तानुकम्पाधृतविग्रहं वै ईशावतारं परमेशमीड्यं तं रामकृष्णं शिरसा नमामि। यथाग्निर्दाहिका शक्तिः रामकृष्णे स्थिता हि या सर्वविद्यास्वरूपान्ता शारदां प्रणमाम्यहम्। विवेकजानन्दनिमग्नचित्तं विवेकदानैकविनोदशीलं विवेकभासा कमनीयकान्तिं विवेकिनं तं नमामि। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमा अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ता वन्दे गुरुपरम्परा। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। The entire spiritual life is founded on one particular value, that is vairagyam. Vairagya means love for the Lord. Love for the Lord naturally means no attachment for the bhoga vishayas. The bhokta has to be downplayed. That bhoktrutvam idea has to be crossed over. The bhoktrutvam is there in everybody's mind. I want to enjoy this or that. As long as this bhoktrutvam is there in our mind, moksha is very far away. However much he is intelligent enough, however much he is a tapasvi, however much he do pujas and yagas and yajnas, as long as he has not downplayed the bhokta role, moksha is very far away. This one message was the message of entire Ramayana. Ravana was very intelligent man, hard working man, very focused also, tapasvi, so many yaga yajnas he did, but still he was not able to convert his life as a spiritual life because of one reason. He wanted to nourish this bhokta role. He wanted to enjoy. So the goal of all sadhanas must be freedom. In general, the goal of all efforts is enjoyment. All human effort, the goal will be what? Enjoyment. That should be crossed over by a spiritual seeker. Then only he can consider himself as a spiritual seeker. Very difficult, but there is no other option. If he has not crossed over that bhokta role, somehow or the other he entered the back door of Vedanta and he understands the Vedanta also. What will be the problem for him? That is discussed in Bhagavad Gita, second chapter in Sthita Prajna Lakshana portion. Bhagavan gives warning. Actually, a spiritual seeker should prepare himself and should have been crossed over the bhokta role. Very gross role it is, basic role it is. Unless he has crossed over that bhokta role, even if he gains this knowledge, it will not be useful for him. It will be like a tail of a dog. Generally, tail of an animal is to protect the guhyam. The tail protects the guhyam. But for dog, unfortunately, the tail doesn't have any value. So Bhagavan says, if you gain this knowledge that Aham Brahmasmi, because of the grace of the Gurudev, still it will not be useful for you. When crucial moment comes, it will not be useful for you. It is like Karna learning Brahmastra. What is the use of Brahmastram? It is an invincible knowledge in warfare. But he got shapa that it will not be useful for you when you have to protect yourself. And then what is the use? Similarly, this knowledge, Aham Brahmasmi, is not useful. And it may be counterproductive also. It may create Maha Ahankara also. I am Brahman, I am Ishvara, I am invincible, I cannot have any enemy. All these ideas are knowledge, but not in the sense of a particular physical entity. Correct? I am Brahman. Certainly not from the standpoint of physical personality. I am Ishvaraha. Certainly not from the standpoint of physical personality or emotional personality. I am invincible. Achedyoyam, adakyoyam, agrahyoyam. I am invincible. That also is a fact. But certainly not from the standpoint of physical or emotional personality. Unless one crosses this physical and emotional personality, namely bhokta, it is very difficult for the person to live even with happiness, minimum happiness. An ignorant person will live happiness. Why you know? One portion of the mind will tell I am Brahmasmi, another portion of his mind will tell I want that. I want that, I want that, I want that. So, Bhagavan gives warning, Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha rasavadyam rasopyasya param drishtva eva nivartante. By force, you may stop the bhokta role for some period of your lifetime. You may stop, but unless you overcome them, unless you downplay that bhokta role, they will come back with all force. That's what Bhagavan Hanumanji sees when he saw first sight Ravana. Arey, what a wonderful, splendorous fellow. It seems all his sense organs have taken revenge on him because he has not ruled them. It is like a foreign government tries to hold the citizens of the local place by force. How many years they will be under that force? They will be always searching for a means to throw away that government, foreign government. Correct? Similarly, Vairagyam should not be a foreign government for us. Love for the Lord or love for the freedom cannot be a foreign. For a spiritual seeker, love for the Lord must be a native citizen. So therefore, Bhagavan here says, Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya. Dehinaha niraharasya vishayaha vinivartante. Like a person when he is sick, he doesn't have any desire for sense pleasure. Podacha podhan paduthiruparu. If I am alive, that is enough. He will be lying down on the bed in the hospital. But once strength comes and once there is a hope to live, immediately mind will ask what? I want this bhoga, I want that bhoga. With double force he will come and gulp the bhoga. You understand now? Like a person who fasts on Ekadashi day. After the end of the fasting, what happened? With the double force. So with the double force it will come. Bhagavan wants every spiritual seeker through Arjuna. Param drishtva eva nivartante. Arjuna, please understand, unless you cross over your identification from body identification to spiritual identification, you cannot win over this. Therefore, a person who has not crossed over his identification with physical personality is subject to spiritual fall. How the spiritual fall happens? Bhagavan describes in that context a ladder of spiritual fall. Jyayato vishayan pumsaha sangaseshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha kamat krodho vijayate krodhat bhavati sammohaha sammohat spriti vibhramaha spriti bhramshat buddhi nashaha buddhi nashat pranashyati. It starts with dhyanam, ends with distraction. In 8 stages, Bhagavan mentions this in 2nd chapter, shloka number 62 to 68. Generally, mind functions in 4 conditions. Physical identity, I am so and so, is called ahankara. That is one type of function of the mind. Then all these vasanas, Purva Janma, Bhoga Vasana, are kept in the mind. It functions as Chittam, repository of all the Bhoga Vasana. Then Viveka Shakti is another type of function. Right or wrong, required or not required, appropriate or inappropriate, yes or no. This is called Viveka Shakti. That is one type of function, namely intellect. Then 4th type of function is I want this, why I want this, why I went for it, why can't go for it. Like that oscillation is there, na? That's called emotional personality, called mind. In that, one fellow cannot be touched. Who is that fellow? Ahankari. I am so and so physical entity cannot be touched by sadhana. He can be touched by only knowledge. Other 3 fellows, somehow everyone manages. And these fellows, how they function, we have to understand. So, first activity happens in emotional personality through the gates of Pancha Indriyas. They provide data. This is flower. Eyes shows this is flower. Immediately Chitta says it is nice, beautiful. Chitta already is there. Vasana is there. It has the vasana of the flower. It has the knowledge of the fragrance of the flower. So immediately it says, yes, it is nice. No danger. Then immediately, why can't I have it? Mind asks. But intellect says, no, it is not yours. See the board. Don't pluck flowers. So all these four are working. Sense organ are working, emotional mind, chitta, and Vivek Shakti. There is a tussle of war. Who should win? Vivek Shakti alone can win. You cannot avoid sense organ reporting sense object to you. Can you avoid? You cannot avoid. But after getting the data, how you process that data determines your spiritual life. It's a beautiful analysis, psychological aspect of human life is analyzed here. You cannot avoid providing the data completely. You can avoid providing certain dangerous data to you by your sensory control. There are certain dangerous data. Once it goes inside, gone. You cannot get away from that data, like poison. But there are certain things, like cool drink, but they are also poison. Nowadays, they say the Coca-Cola and other cool drinks are nothing but bleaching water. Very poisonous, harmful. And pizza, burger, they appear to be good to eat, but actually they are harmful. You cannot avoid them. You cannot shut your eyes, you cannot shut your ears, you cannot shut your tongue. To some extent only you can shut. But once certain things entered your mind, how it enters? In the form of thought only it enters. It is nice. It is beautiful. When ice cream is put in the mouth, ice cream enters the mouth. But this is tasty, thought enters the mind. So, Chittam consists of vasanas, of Vishaya Sukham. That is what called Rasaha in Gita by Bhagavan. Rasaha, he calls that Rasaha. Rasa means what? Taste. Then Pancha Indriya, they are the entry points for the data to enter. And Manas, which is called Antarindriyam, process the data, and intellect, the Viveka Shakti, says it is okay or not okay. But if an intellect voice is not heard, then what happens? Then spiritual fall happens in 8 stages. Why Bhagavan mentions this 8 stage? Bhagavan wants to say, you can try up to the end 8th stage. Suppose a ball is slipped from your hand and it is coming down through the ladder or through the steps. How it bounds? Tuck, 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 tuck. Every stage of fall accelerates the fall. So better you stop beginning itself. What are the 8 stages? Pumsaha Vishayan Dhyayataha. Why this dhyanam has come? Because sense organs have reported that presence of the Vishaya. Pumsaha Vishayan Dhyayataha. It is nice, it is nice, it is nice, it is beautiful, it is nice, it is nice, it is beautiful. This is called dhyana. Then, teshu vishayeshu sangaha upajayate, second stage. Teshu vishayeshu vishayasukeshu sangaha upajayate. The conversion happens here. From it is nice to it is worth having. It is nice, third person singular. Then a value is added. Value added product it becomes. This dhyanam doesn't require sitting posture, meditation posture, calm, serene atmosphere, nothing. Even in traffic jam, you can have this dhyanam. It is nice. Unless you nip this idea that it is nice in the bud itself, it will take you to the second stage called Sangaha. By repeated dwelling, what happens? Asaktihi, Sangaha, attachment, Preetihi, Shobana, Dhyasaha. These are all varieties of names for this second stage. Shobana Dhyasaha. It is nice means what? So he will have his own imagination. Adhyasaha. It is error. But Shobana Adhyasaha. Pleasing imagination. It is worth having. No object in the creation is worth having. Correct? No object in the creation is worth having. No relationship in the creation is worth having. No person in the creation is worth having. All have utility, but none of them have worthiness. You should know the difference between utility and worthiness. All may have utility for one segment of people. Like shampoo have utility. Shampoo have utility. For whom? Certainly not for the baldhead wala. It is for the person who has curly hairs. It has utility for the person who has curly hairs, but certainly not worth. Understood? So therefore, this mind repeatedly when meditates on the objects of Vishayas, it creates a fantasy in its mind. All because of what? I want to enjoy that object. Because of Bhokta is alive and strong and nourished. Bhokta demands. Why can't you have? Why can't you have? Whenever the presence of that object is reported, immediately Bhokta asks, why can't I have? So to support that Bhokta, it is nice. It is worth. Then Sanga Sanjayate Kamaha. Third stage. Desire comes. Third level, only desire comes. That means what? You have much time to analyze. Fall doesn't happen immediately. Fall happens in a long course of processed stages. 8 stages of process happening in your mind. If you are alert, then immediately you can get away from that. We seem to know desire immediately comes and person is carried away by that desire. No. It happens stage by stage. Like war. War begins where? Not in battlefield, in the person's mind. War begins in the person's mind. One fellow, cantankerous fellow, will meditate on that. Then he will have all types of planning and he will collect the resources and afterwards he will declare war. Understood? Similarly here also, dhyanam happens first, then Shobana Adhyasaha makes that dhyanam as a strong one to be desirable. Because an object need not be desirable. When the presence of the object is reported, immediately we can say, I have no utility. Correct? When a person sees advertisement about shampoo, the baldhead wala can happily say, I have no utility for that. So, dhyanam happens because of Bhokta is strong. Understand? If Bhokta is not strong, dhyanam itself will not happen. That's why Shastra says, you should have downplayed that Bhokta before entering the Vedanta. Since you have not downplayed the Bhokta before entering Vedanta, even after gaining that knowledge, it will not be useful for you because you want to continue as a Bhokta. You have to renounce that Bhoktrutvam, then only you can be Sarvagatam. Then only you can be Anandam. Then only you can be Sarva Sukham. So shnute sarvan kaman saha. So bhokta is alive. Therefore, the presence of object, whenever it is reported, immediately I want dhyanam comes. I want dhyanam is given force by it is worthy thing idea. It is nourished by the idea called it is worth, it is worth, it is worth. Then third level only, sangat sanjayate kamaha. The idea says, I should have it. When you fix it, I should have it. That's all. You are fixed by the samsara. All the panchabhutas and devatas will be very happy. Appa, we thought this fellow somehow escaped from her. Again we caught him. So, sangat sanjayate kamaha. In this stage, he has forgotten all the Vedantic teaching. What is the Vedantic teaching? Aham purnaha. Anyasya purti vidhanartham yatishe. I live in this creation only to fulfill others' desires because already I am fulfilled entity. That is the knowledge given by Vedanta Shastram. So I don't require anything in the creation for my security, peace and happiness. That is the knowledge. Padichi Vadyar sonna knowledge. Repeatedly the Acharya gave this knowledge. But suddenly everything disappears. Momentary blackout, it is called momentary blackout, but it is not actually momentary. It is a long meditated blackout. Very beginning itself, Bhagavan gives alarm bell. That's why he gives an example of a kurmaha, a tortoise. Tortoise, once it feels any danger, it won't give chance at all. Nor it will have a curiosity to know what it is like that. It will not go see. When it finds somebody is in front of it, immediately it will go. Whether he is friend or foe, he doesn't bother. Nor he will try to know them what they are. Simply ulla void. Go inside. Then slowly it will stretch its head. 4 legs, 1 head. Pancha Indriya. Like this it will stretch. It has the biting power, very powerful biting power it has. But it is very weak. Even though it has a biting power, it is very weak. Similarly, this fellow also, he has a biting power called Vedanta Jnanam. Sarvam Khalitam Brahma. Sarvam Mithya Jagat. Nama Rupam Mithya Jagat. One stroke he can finish off all creation. But he is very weak. So he has to take himself, his senses, very carefully. Once senses are exposed without any discrimination, then nobody can stop this fall because data is provided by senses. So Bhagavan says you should be very careful at the data level, not at the process level. That is why our military spends lots of money in getting data. You know, there are so many spies, there are so many technology to find out what the enemy thinks. Interception. The enemy also knows that our data should not be provided immediately. It should be secret. Then only we can win over the war. So they use varieties of instruments. If you chase them through internet, they stop interacting with the internet. If you chase their mobile, they will stop interacting with mobile. They will use satellite phone. Nobody can tap. But government spend lot of money to know what is happening in their mind, so that precautionary steps can be taken. Once you allow the terrorists to go inside, nobody can prevent the accident. So third level is what? Kamaha. It is a conversion from it is worthy thing to have to I want it. Up to that second level, it is third person singular. Now it becomes a possession actually in its mind. I want it. So once this comes, then naturally you lost the battle. When the stage I want it comes, you are like a Shugriva. The object of senses is like Vali. You can never win in this stage. Sensory objects have power like Vali. What power? Generally they are attractive. Generally you are weak. Bhoga Vasana is there, na? Bhokta is there. So generally they are powerful, attractive. Generally you are weak. And when you go near, the sensory object has the power to take your existing strength also. Like Vali. Whoever comes to fight with him, half of the strength will go to Vali. Already Vali is powerful. Already Sugriva or any other fellow is powerless in front of him. Even Ravana was powerless. Na? So when Ravana came and stood in front of him, because of that boon, Ravana lost 50% of his power. So here 1.5 times. There half time, only 0.5. What will happen? Ravana had to accept the defeat. Then they had friendship. Ravana encountered Vali, Sugriva encountered Vali. Ravana made friendship with Vali. Sugriva ran away from Vali. He never made friendship with Vali. He ran away from the Vali and he was living under the protection of a sadhu. Bhagavan Hanumanji. That sadhu brings Bhagavan in the life of Sugriva at one point of time. Then Bhagavan gives motivation. Now go and fight. Bhagavane, எத்தனையோ தடவை அடி வாங்கியிருக்கிறேன் தெரியுமா? இந்த காஃபிக்காகவே அடி வாங்கியிருக்கிறேன். Repeatedly I am punched by this coffee decoction in the form of acidity, but still this coffee is not leaving Bhagavane. No, you try now at least. Then even when Bhagavan sent Sugriva, that time also he got punches. Then Sugriva comes and complains. இத்தனை நாளா குத்து வாங்காம இருந்தேன். You have motivated me to go, telling that you will protect me, but you have not protected me. Again I came back with all wounds. Then Bhagavan gives one message. No, I am not able to find out the difference between you. You see, there is no difference between the Bhokta and Bhogyam at one stage. There will not be a difference between Bhokta and Bhogyam at one stage because they become one. So we have to keep our identity always, Bhagavan, I belong to you only. Even though I am handling the Bhogya Vishayas, I should keep always in my mind, I belong to Bhagavan. So Bhagavan says, all right. As an indication, as an identification, I will give you an identity card given by Lakshmana. Lakshmana, put one mala. Put one mala. Pali thinks. இப்பதான் அடி வாங்கி போனான். Now only he has received lot of punches. Again he comes with mala. Will anybody come with mala after getting punches? In order to get punches second time? Like that he was wondering. But Mother Tara says, no. Don't take him easily. He is coming with mala means something is there. But Vali goes and finally Vali was defeated. Understood? So once you say, I want it, you have made friendship with the Vali. You are the slave of the Vali. Ravana was always slave of the Vali, you know. He will tremble. Whenever he hears the name of Vali, he will tremble. Because he remembers that humiliation. What was the humiliation? He was tied by Vali, by his tail. And Vali used to do Panchakala Puja in one direction. And he will jump mountain to mountain. Whenever he jumps, Ravana's head will get lot of beating. Then he brought Ravana as a toy and tied as a gingling to the Angada when Angada was child. That humiliation was never forgotten by Ravana. So whenever Vali's name is heard, Ravana will tremble. Even though they are friends. Friendship out of compulsion. Like a drug addict's friendship with the drug is out of compulsion because he is addict. Understood? So this karma is the very important sign to mention our fall. Once the mind says, I want it, we are gone. Bhagavan says, don't allow to say, I want it. Because already 3 or 4 stages are there wherein you can put check dam. If you allow the 3rd stage, then 4th, 5th, 6th will be very natural. Kama, Krodaha, Abhijayate. Because whatever you demand, you may not get. You will get anything according to your karma phala niyati. Take Ravana himself. He wanted Mother Sita. He won't get. Because he doesn't deserve. Nor he can force, nor his capacities and powers and education and techniques and tactics helps him. So naturally, what comes? Krodha comes. Krodhat bhavati sammohaha, delusion. Because all the while he was having the delusion, whatever I desire, I can have it. People say, na, whatever I want, I can achieve, Swami. That means you are converting yourself as Ravana. You are in the process of conversion of Ravana. You cannot say, whatever you want, you will get it. If it is given only, you can receive it. You cannot demand it. Srishti has its own ways of handling you. You are a most insignificant entity from the standpoint of the vast Srishti. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna say in Gospel. Suddenly one sound heard in Kailash. Nandi Bhagavan asked, what happened, Bhagavan? Why this sound? Our ex Jaya Vijaya has come into manifestation as Ravana and Kumbhakarna. That is why this sound. Acha. After a few seconds, again one more sound. Ippenachi Bhagavane, what happened now? Those fellows have gone. In between Ramayana. So, individual is a most insignificant entity in the creation. So, he cannot demand anything. He can work for it if it is his niyati to receive it. He will get it. Otherwise, he will not get it. But the person, the kami will not accept this. So, he will ask like a child or like a Rakshasa, why can't I get it? I will try all methods. People say, na, I will get success at any cost. This at any cost means you are Rakshasa. How can you say at any cost? You can say at permissible cost. You cannot say at any cost. So, Krodha comes. Once Krodha comes means all the Viveka Shakti is gone. Therefore, it is like a temporary madness. In West, they call a angry man as mad only. You know, why you are mad at me? They will ask you. Translation, very good translation. So it is a temporary madness. All decency will be lost. no decency, he will try to keep. So he will forget his actual individuality, what he is, whose disciple he is, everything will be forgotten. Gurumapi akshipati mataramapi tatayati. Bhagavan Shankaracharya writes. Gurumapi akshipyati. He will tell to the Gurudev, you don't know Gurudev. Huh? Acha, I don't know. Okay. Mataramapi tatayati. He will beat mother also in anger. So, krodhat bhavati sammohaha, delusion. Fifth stage. Sammohaha. Mohaha. Samyak mohaha. Whatever he thinks, he will think that I am right. Everybody thinks I am right, na? Duryodhana thought, Ravana thought. How many people advise? I am right. Sammoha smriti vibhramaha. Loss of memory. The virus called desire has entered and it has made the system ineffective. You know, virus means vital information resources under sea. You know, in computer language, vital information resources under sea. So, all Shastra Vichara, which he has done with lot of struggle, which was provided by Bhagavan's grace, everything goes up. சொல்லி கொடுத்தவங்களே வெக்கப்படணும். The teacher has to be ashamed of, Arey, this fellow happened to be my disciple, what to do? It is like a school teacher come to know that his student has become terrorist. How painful it will be. So, sammoha smriti vibhramaha, smriti bhramshat buddhi nashaha. Discrimination power gone means what? You repeatedly fall into the same trap. Buddhi nashaha. Entirely, intellect is destroyed or intellect joins the emotional personality. Yes, yes, what you say is right. When you don't have strength, the natural means of survival is what? You join with the enemy, that's all. Like Ravana. He could not oppose Vali. What he did? Join with the enemy. That's all over. Buddhi nashat pranashyati. Once Viveka Shakti is gone, prakarshena nashyati pranashyati. The point of no return solluvaanga. In psychological language, they will tell the point of no return. That's why, who is the best king? A king who doesn't go to the war. When war was imposed on him, he will know when to stop that war. That is why present Prime Minister is praised by so many people. Within 3 days he stopped war, as though nothing happened. But afterwards they are analyzing why these fellows stopped war. And they are coming to know so much power. But he is at his will to use that power and stop. Generally, when Krodha comes, he will not stop. Na? When delusion comes also, it will not stop. Destruction once started, very difficult to stop. Ego comes. So you cannot withdraw yourself from that. Even if you know that it is wrong. And it is untenable. You cannot continue with this. Like now Russia and Ukraine. All are in human psychology. Same only. Bhagavan says, you are waging war. Therefore, he says, you have to understand how the war happens, what are all the base points of base camps of this enemy. You have to understand. Where he says, you know, in 3rd chapter he says, Kama yesha krodha yeshaha rajoguna samudbhavaha mahashano mahapapma vidhi yenam vairinam. First thing is you have to recognize this fellow as your enemy. Jnaninam Nityavairihi. For a Viveki, he is Nityavairi. For others, sometimes he is friend, then he becomes Vairi. When a diabetic patient eats laddu, laddu is friend or Vairi? Friend. Then only you can accept him in his system. Then that laddu friend becomes the laddu Vairi. When reaction comes. And a person takes chili, his friend nicely enjoys munching, like that. Then after 2 hours, he becomes Vairi. Whereas for intelligent person, chili is Nitya Vairi. So Bhagavan says, try to understand. Here, in this spiritual journey, your constant enemy is who? Bhokta. One who says, I want it. Here Bhagavan says, Kamaha is the enemy. Actually, Kama is a thought. How can a thought exist without a thoughtful person? So when Bhagavan says Kamaha, we should take it Kami. Who is Kami? Your own personality called Bhokta. Without Kami, Kama is not possible. Without Bhokta, Kami is not possible. Without Deha Vimanam, Bhokta is not possible. Understood? So that is why sannyasa is prescribed in our shastram to gain this freedom. Without sannyasa, there is no possibility of gaining freedom at all. You understand now? Tyage naike amritatvama nashuhu. Tyage naike. You have to downplay or you have to renounce or you have to weaken this bhokta. Then only no object which comes in front of your sense organ can instigate you, inspire you to take the good old personality which you have already renounced. You have vomited already. And if the vomit is presented in a nice packet, again you want to eat. Idiot. Same example is given in Vivek Sudam. Vantashi is called Vantashi. Vanta means vomited. Vantashi, he has already vomited. But it is now presented in a nice packet. So he thinks that as it is now worthy. This work will be done only by one animal in the creation. Who is that, Dog. That is why it is very ashaucham. That is why it is prohibited to keep inside the house. Touching a dog means you have to take bath. Why, it is a dirty one, even in habit-wise. But people nowadays, we cannot tell this. Very difficult. But what to do? I have to tell the Shastram. Spiritual seeker should not have a dog. Simple. First renounce dog. Then you try to renounce any other thing, your necklace, your silk saree, your home or your money, your bank. அதெல்லாம் அப்புறம் பார்த்துக்கலாம். முதல்ல நாயை விடு. அதுவே கஷ்டம். Many people I know, they have dog attachment. Whether they have children attachment or not, they have dog attachment. Whether they have attachment to husband or wife or not, they have dog attachment. Because it fulfills the emotional need of a person. It doesn't fulfill. It acts as though it fulfills. Anyhow, so Bhagavan here says, Vidhi yenam kamaha vairinam iti vidhi. What type of vairi? Mahashanaha. You cannot quench him. Glutton. However much you feed him, you cannot pacify him. Maha Papma. He will go to any extent to get what he wanted. Rajoguna samudbhava. He is born out of Rajoguna. Why Bhagavan gives a clue from where he is born? Because you can finish him half when that is not yet born at all. Convert yourself as Sattoguna Pradhani, then this karma will not be presenting itself in front of you and threaten yourself. Here in spiritual journey, yenam vairinam iti vidhi. How karma is an enemy? Yetene jnaninaha jnanam avrutam. It takes away our jnanam. Viveka Shakti is simply destroyed by this. That destruction, that covering also at three levels. Yatha dhumene vannihi avriyate tatha, like a fire is covered by smoke. In Yaga Agni, that Homa Kunda, we can see that. One moment, one simple breeze comes, that cover is gone away. Like that, light way it will come. Then second level is what? Yatha malena adarshaha. Mala means dust. Like dust covers the mirror. Here mirror is what? Shastra. Shastra means what? Our Viveka Shakti. So what is the effect of this covering? Your face you cannot see, your beauty you cannot see, your Atma, Saundaryam you cannot see. Then third is, Yatha ulbena garbhaha avrataha. Like a fetus is covered by that ulba, panikudam, in Tamil they will tell. You have to wait. When it comes out, it will come out with full-fledged individual. So invincible. So therefore, you should know they are enemy. Kama yeshaha, krodha yeshaha. In singular only it says. Yeshaha kamaha, yeshaha krodha means before getting it, it is a desire. When you find that you don't get it, it becomes the same desire becomes krodhaha. So what are their base camp, resources, power centers? Indriyani, manaha, buddhihi, asya adhishtanam uchyate. Asya kamasya adhishtanam, base camp. Base camp means what you know? Where all medicines, all food items, all the resources for fighting with the enemy. We should have base camp. Enemy should not have base camp. Here Bhagavan is talking about enemy's base camp. Indriyani, manaha, buddhihi. So how to handle? Cut the supply. That's why they will cut the supply during war. Reinforcement route they will cut off. So Indriyani ado niyamya yenam jnana vijnana nashanam papmanam prajahi. Win over this papatma called bhokta. Now who is papatma here? When we read this shlokas, we will imagine as though somebody is sitting and trying to trouble us. Bhagavan is asking us to handle him. No, 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 no. You handle your bhokta. That fellow is the papatma. How to handle? Already I told. Bhokta should be connoted as Satvika Karta, then Dharmika Karta, then Karma Yogi, then Bhaktaha, Upasakaha, then Mumukshuhu, then Jignasuhu, then Jnani, then only Jnana Nishtaha. Here Bhagavan is talking about the struggle of a Jnani to become Jnana Nishtaha. Why? Anga uttutar, inga pudichavanum. He has left that time itself. Understood? beginning stage, if foundation is not strong, however beautiful the building may be, one day it has to fall. That is why in our culture, nothing is given in a hurried way. Just because you desire, we won't give you. To learn Ramayana, Ramanujacharya walked 17 times from Kanjipuram to Tirupati. Imagine, 17 times to know Ramayana. Now, everywhere internet, any type of Ramayana you can hear and see. To know Ramayana, to learn Ramayana, it was not given to Ramanujacharya type of people. You imagine how scarce it is. Now it is available plenty, therefore only it is not useful. It is not useful. People go for window shopping without qualifying themselves. When we go for shopping, do we ask a question, am I qualified to handle this object? Do we ask? We never ask. When we go for shopping, we always try to find out whether it is quality product, correct? We never ask whether I am quality person to handle this quality product. Understood? We are always bothered about the quality and warranty and guarantee of the product, not about the maturity of the individual. Our parampara says, Arey, you have to get maturity. To have anything in your life, you should have required maturity. Otherwise, it will destroy you. Like child handling, motorcycle, gas cylinder, cooker. Gross way we understand. When it is told in a subtle way, Vanga Swamiji, we know what is it. Everybody says, no. Whenever youngsters approach me, I say, hey, be careful in selecting your life partner. Don't be in hurry. Don't have any other scale, external scale. Don't go near also. And to be friendly with gentleness. Like that when I say, Ponga Swamiji, they will say, Ponga, na enga poga. Neenga da pogano. When the fellow is an urgency, that's all. Vanga Swamiji, please hear my troubles. Already told, be careful, qualify yourself to be an husband. Many people are thinking that they are qualified to be husband. How difficult it is, to be husband. How difficult it is to be wife. How difficult it is to be father and mother in real sense. Many people are physically father and mother. Emotionally, they are not father and mother. So Shastra says, qualify yourself. Handle yourself in a proper way. Otherwise, the ladder of fall is inevitable. Nobody can stop this fall. So how to climb? Nobody can stop fall. So fallen. Then, is it over? Bhagavan says, no. You can climb. One more janma is wasted. That's all. No, now itself I want to climb. Okay, come, I will teach you. That also he teaches. After falling, how to climb. Before falling, how to avoid falling. After falling, how to climb. Bhagavan says, first you decide that I have to climb. Uddhared atmanatmanam, na atmanam avasadaye. Don't accept the defeat. Don't accept the defeat. Na avasadaye. Atmanam na avasadaye. You can raise yourself because you are immortal entity. Na atmanam avasadaye. Atma eva atmanaha bandhuhu. Atma eva ripuhu atmanaha. While chanting, very fastly they tell. But it is a very grand statement for every spiritual seeker. Because every spiritual seeker is subject to fall. It may be momentary or it may be for long time. It may be with one object, it may be for many objects. It may be a small fall of scratches, or it may be a very big fall of breaking our legs and hands and even head. But still, Bhagavan gives hope of climbing. And he mentions ladder of climbing also. In the same Gita, tomorrow we will see that ladder of climbing. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.
Vedanta